Right. I am recording, which is my next vlog, because I've already done one and I've got this other one to do now. And it's all to do with shopping. I've done some talking about shopping before. Almost as if to say, what did I get for Christmas could almost be classed as a shopping part. But basically, this week, my mum and my dad took a trip to Milton Keynes, yes, MK. Basically, my mum's been before with my aunt and uncle, but me and my dad have never been. Always, some point, thought, what would it be like to go? And the thing that is, when my dad, yes, if my dad wants to go somewhere, we'll say to my dad, like, shall we go somewhere? It always stays with him, and he never ever will back down about going. That's the problem with him. So even though we might say, well, let's go to MK, we're thinking about it, we might decide that we don't want to go anymore, but we have to go, because my dad will always say we have to go. He has to go whether we want to go or not, because it always sticks in his mind. He doesn't get very happy if we don't go. So we like to please him, you know. Well, anyway, I don't know if anybody out there has ever been to Milton Keynes. Now, we've all got our own opinions. We don't all like the same thing, because that would be boring, obviously. But we all have our own opinions. And I will say this, and I've said it on Facebook, but I don't like it. Milton Keynes is basically a shithole. Whoever thought of an idea of basically designing what would be their basic shopping area or shopping centre or whatever, rubbish. In fact, you could say new towns don't really have much of a they don't really, well, Peterborough is a new town in some way. It's a city, but Peterborough is a new town. That's where I'm from. But the difference with Peterborough is it's got the foundations and the history of basically a shopping area which has streets, so we understand that. But some new towns these days, they don't have that. They have what would predominantly be, depending on what they are, whether it's Cumbernauld in Scotland or basically Milton Keynes, as I noticed, they have a lot of things which is more or less to do with one area. It's not like shops outside, it's mostly one thing, and that is a shopping centre. And we went to Milton Keynes. Now, the first reaction was when I got off the bus and I got into this part, I thought, right, I don't like the sound of this. I'm not going to be too enthusiastic. Now, we had gone into one part where there's about 50 odd retail stores. That was known as into Milton Keynes. We hadn't gone to the bit which was only a few minutes walk, which is basically the main part, which is known as Centre MK. That's what it's known as. Now, some people like it. My mum went with my aunt and uncle a while back and said she wasn't too impressed. My aunt and uncle seem to like it because they go there sometimes, which I don't understand. They never ever go to Peterborough. They'll never go shopping in Peterborough. We've got Queensgate Shopping Centre. We've got shops in Peterborough, but they never ever go there, basically. But they'll go all that way just to go to MK. And sadly, in my opinion, it is a shithole. I'm not going to go again. Although, if I did have to go again, it would only be if maybe I would be going with, say if my aunt and uncle went and my mum and dad were going again, then I suppose there might be room for me in the car. I will go. Fair enough. But, in my view, it is basically a shithole. I've said it 3 times, but I'll say it again as many times as I like. The only good thing I could say about it is they've got a few shops that I like. But they are practically shops that I get in Peterborough, so it's not as if there is anything new there. I'm not going into a new shop that's totally different to me. I mean, I like going around shops. When I go to somewhere like Nottingham, and I've been many times, they've got some shops that we don't have in Peterborough, and there are some shops that I can go in, record shops and things like that. They basically have that entertainment which I like, you know. I've been to little towns like Oakham and places like that where they've got like a bookshop, Walker's bookshop. You know, I don't mind. These are the shops that I don't mind going in. But to go to MK, it's basically the fact that the shops that they have is like H&B. We've got H&B. We've got the Works. We've got Poundland. We've got Waterstones. They are the four main shops that I would go to in centre MK. And we've got them here. What is the difference? The only difference that you will ever find is the stock of CDs. I.e. when I go to H&B in Peterborough, they will not, all the CDs that H&B in Peterborough have, say, tomorrow, are not going to be exactly the same CDs they have all stocked up in the one in MK. Because it can't happen like that. So I might go into H&B in Milton Keynes and find that they stock more Northern Soul CDs or more Soul CDs, as May have found out. That perfectly to me means nothing. It means nothing to me. It might be great. I love soul music. I love the fact that they've stocked more Soul CDs than the one in Peterborough, but to me it doesn't mean anything, because when I go to the one in Peterborough and I want to buy a CD, I'll buy whatever they've got in stock and what I like, regardless of whether they've got a Soul CD or not. They will, you know. So going to MK, because like I'm going to H&B, I'll just buy whatever they've got in stock. And I bought 2 CDs, which was the Nashville Sound, which was 1955 to 1962, 4 CDs of country music from that period, and Grand Ole Opry Story, which again, 4 CDs of country music, and they're both done by the Proper, the name of the company, Proper, whatever it is. So at the end of the day, you know, I'm not enthusiastic. Milton Keynes is basically a shithole, and you know, I don't just prefer to go to shopping places that have only got really shopping centres, but I like the outdoor way of shopping. There's no reason why you can't go around great towns, market towns or wherever, where you've got shops outside it, just as much as you have basically got what we call shopping centres. In fact, some smaller towns like Stamford, as I've been to, and other places like that, are just as good. They're just as good as MK. They might not have all the biggest shops, but they're just as good. Because it's not only the fact that they have some of the well-known shops, they have a lot of independent shops where you might find things like record shops that sell genuinely records. You might find collectible shops that sell collectible magazines and things like that. You might find things like charity shops. You might find, say, an independent sports shop. You know, it might, you never know. You might find a shop that sells darts stuff, because there are shops that sell darts. These are the sort of things you might go to when you go to certain towns and cities that have them sort of shops based. A shopping centre might not always have these type of shops, because what they are built around is they are built around mostly the big chain stores, which will be something like, we have a John Lewis, or we have Debenhams, the flagship stores. And then it's not that. Then they start saying about, oh, we have shops like H&B, and it will always be a BHS, it will be a Marks and Spencer's, it will be these type of, you know, new look, and shops that might not be in Peterborough, they might have in MK, like Disney Store or Zara, that kind of thing. So yeah, if you like that sort of thing, fine by me, but I'm not always, you know, I get them in Peterborough, some of these, I go to them in Peterborough. You know, I'll go to them when I go to places like MK, but it's just that I still think it's a basic shithole. So there you go, no disrespect to anybody who comes from MK, because I'm sure you're all nice people, just don't like your shopping experience in MK, basically. So in this moment in time, I will not go again, but I've been once to see what it was like, so I know. And I'm also going to leave on one thing. I also went into BHS and had dinner, sausage and chips, and the sausages were rank. They might have been Lincolnshire ones, but they were rank. I didn't like them. And I thought to myself, when I go to BHS in Peterborough and have dinner or breakfast, I do not get served these sausages. So basically, I'll stick to the one in Peterborough. At least they don't serve rank sausages anyway. But other than that, bye for now.